Najeela the Blade Blossom versus Phenax, God of Deception. And I'm going to risk this hand. It's always risky to keep a Gaia's Cradle in the opening hand, but I'm hoping that if we keep Mirri's Gale around until our next turn, we can put a land on top and then go for 3 visits. Oh, and we rip into a land, so that's really good. Play the dual land because we don't know what we want to get with the fetch yet. With this being a Wooburg deck, it's difficult to get your mana base up and running, but it is made less difficult with the Chromatic Lantern, of course. The Wooburg is for Najeela's second ability. Wooburg untap all attacking creatures. They gain Trample, Lifelink and Haste. Only activate this ability, don't cast it. You activate this ability only during combat, and after this phase there is an additional combat phase. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller put a 1/1 warrior creature token out that is tapped and attacking. It is a 3/2 for 3 mana. Hell of a lot of text on our commander, but she is fairly simple to understand. And our opponent clears, I don't mind so much the Wasteland, but the command tower I wouldn't have minded. Okay, in this case I might regret getting rid of the Assassin's Trophy, but I think I'm going to go for Chief of the Edge. And that way we can go for... No, we won't be able to get down Najeela next turn, unfortunately, because we won't have red. So this will be... What is it? White and black, I think we'll have to go for. Which means it's a scrub land. And then we get down our Chief of the Edge. And we might get into a red source next turn. The reason I wanted to get a creature down is to switch on Gaia's Cradle. So if we don't make a land drop next turn, we can at least get that down and tap it for some mana. Yeah, I think either 3 visits or Chromatic Lantern next turn. And this is... Each player puts top card. Okay, so that is just tap and mill 1. And they get rid of... Oh, that's not nice. One of our lords. Abrupt Decay. No, I think I want the land there. So that is a red source for us. So we'll see if our opponent has any counter magic. If they want to use it on Najeela now, then it does at least get it out of their hand. But we'll really be adding some pressure to them if they don't. No, they are F6'd, which tells us something. It means they don't have anything that is instant speed in their hand, you have to imagine. And unfortunately we can't always yes to Najeela because you can have her throw out warriors for other players. And that includes your opponent, so if our opponent just so happens to swing in with a warrior, which isn't likely against this deck, but if they just so happen to swing in with a warrior, then we'll end up giving them some tokens with Najeela, so unfortunately can't auto yes to that. Ogre Battle Driver will do a lot for us, or it would if we had red. Well, I don't think... Yeah, I'm going to go for the Arasheen. That gives double strike on attack and entering. So we'll go for Gaia's Cradle. And we're almost able to combo out if we get that Bear Umbra into play. I want to get as many creatures out as possible before I tap down the Gaia's Cradle. And we will of course give our commander double strike here, unless they get rid of it. That is an Into the Royal. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter when we Gaia's Cradle now, because we won't be getting any tokens. So in that case, we'll just give this thing double strike. It has the most power. And then we will swing in, just to get some damage on our opponent, of course. And then that will be 3 mana from the Gaia's Cradle. So I think it makes perfect sense to go for... What's going on here? Yes, pass the turn, that's it. I think we just go for... I know it's more mana efficient to use the 3 mana on Chromatic Lantern, but if we get another land into play, that makes the Bear Umbra more lethal. Bear Umbra, for those of you who don't know, is Totem Armor, an aura. Enchant a creature, it gets +2/+2, and whenever it attacks, we untap all lands we control. So in that case, we'll just go for... Yeah, we'll go for Stomping Ground intact. We can't do anything with that other piece of mana. And we'll pass over. Phenax, God of Deception, is 5 mana in Dimir for a 4/7 indestructible god. It needs Devotion to blue and black of 7 or more in order to become a creature. And it says creatures you control have tap. Target player mills from their library, where X is the number of creatures, or it's the creature's toughness, not the number of creatures. So basically, if Phenax was out, Trophy Mage would be able to tap and mill 2 of our cards from the top of our library. But you have to imagine that Phenax has a lot more big wall type creatures so that they can stall out the game, and then at the end of our turn when attacks are done, just mill us out. I would assume that that's what they would be going for. 5 cards left in hand, and they do have blue mana up, which is never good for us. Bramblewood Paragon is really good here. So, much as I'd like to play a land, I think I want to go for the Paragon. So if we put the Bramblewood out first, that will mean Gaia's Cradle nets more mana. That'll be 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can Chromatic Lantern. And we'll see if they have the counter magic. It doesn't seem as though they do. And thanks to the Bramblewood Paragon, Najeela and all our other warriors enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on them. And they'll also have Trample. And that counter puts Najeela out of range of the Trophy Mage. So in that case, we're going to give our Lord double strike so that the Trophy Mage can't effectively block it. And then all our tokens also enter with +1/+1 counters, thanks to the Bramblewood Paragon, getting a lot of value out of that thing for 2 mana. As I say, our opponent still has 2 cards, 2 mana up, but 5 cards in hand. And they're just soaking up some damage with the Trophy Mage. This thing not only gives out double strike, but it has double strike itself. And yeah, they realise that and just want to scoop it up. How much damage would we have dealt there? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 17 damage. Yeah, so we had them there. I didn't actually realise we had them that low. Yeah, so even if they blocked there, we would have still got the damage through. So, difficult to get. Good Najeela games. People don't tend to like playing against her because she's quite well, she's very powerful, very effective, and she's quite fast as well. So, yeah, I'll upload this. I think this is quite a good example of what she wants to do. If you like the look of this Najeela deck, it's not this super optimal 1v1 commander deck list. It's just something that I like to play around with every now and then. So if you want to take a look at it, the deck list is in the description as usual. and I hope you all enjoyed the Najeela content. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.